She gave up everything for him. Her title, her wealth, her position in the world. This is a love story.
Lady Chatterley's Lover novel is the most scandalous and infamous book that started sexual revolution in the 60s. This novel changed publishing not only in terms of freedom of speech, but also in terms of the topics people were once forbidden to discuss. As a result, the world has seen dozens of adaptations of the story, not only in France and England, but also in Japan, India and the Czech Republic. So, in English lesson today, we will explore an adaptation of a truly revolutionary, passionate and bold novel that has become a classic. While watching the film, we will talk about interesting facts of the journey the book has gone through. We will listen to beautiful British English with its various accents and pronunciations, since the story is set in England, and learn upper intermediate vocabulary. It's going to be interesting, informative and productive. So let's start and enjoy the movie together. The story starts with the wedding of Connie and Clifford in the times of World War I.
Couldn't you have just had sex with him?
Hilda!
It's much less commitment and it's all Clifford will want anyway.
Clifford's not like that.
Connie's sister doesn't really approve the wedding. She says having just an affair is much less commitment than marriage. Commitment is level B2. It means a promise, willingness to give your time and energy to a job, activity, or something that you believe in. Basically, stick to something. For example, having a dog is a big commitment. If you promise to do something, you have a commitment, meaning you have to do it.
Does he know about that German boy?
Yes. It was before the war, so it doesn't count.
You don't need to convince me. I had my own German boy.
Both sisters, who are from an upper-class family, had German lovers prior to their weddings. And because that happened before the war, Clifford said it didn't count. When you say it doesn't count, it means it's not important, not valid, and doesn't have an impact on anything. However, it counts has the opposite meaning. You can use it when you want to point out something is important and has value. Like, I've always believed that happiness counts more than money. Her sister answers, you don't have to convince me because I also had a lover. To convince someone means to persuade, to tell something that makes a person believe in your idea or opinion.
Here's to Clifford and Connie, our new hope for an heir to rugby.
The parents usually want grandchildren, those who will continue a family line. So they say, here is to an heir to rugby, which is the family estate. When you make a toast in honor of someone, you say, here is to, and say the names. You can also say, here is to our success, here is to our friendship, etc. The word heir is pronounced without an H. That's why the article is an. An heir is the word of level C2. It means a person who will legally receive money, property, or a title from another person, especially an older family member when that other person dies. An heir is the one who will continue family business. He says, an heir to rugby. The preposition to is important here. It means what they will inherit. Example, an heir to the throne. She is an heir to a large fortune.
You want children, Clifford?
Yeah, but for our sake, not for my father's.
I want children for our sake, not my father's. What he means by saying for our sake? This expression is widely used and means for our benefit, for something that we want, something that will help us. So he's saying, I want this because it will be good for us, not because my father wants it or benefits from it. Examples, do it for your own sake, meaning do it because it will help you. She lied for his sake, meaning she lied to protect him. The most common idiom with this expression is for God's sake, usually used when you are irritated or frustrated. Example, stop making that noise for God's sake.
I look forward to your letters.
I write to you every day.
I look forward to your letters. This expression is used when someone is excited and pleased about something that is going to happen, like you know it is something you really want to happen. This phrase is not always used in a positive and kind manner, sometimes sarcastically as well. For example, "Oh great, another meeting at 8 a.m. I'm looking forward to that." Don't forget, if you want to talk about the action you're really excited about, you have to use ing ending with this phrase. Look forward to doing something. So we can rephrase Connie's sentence and say, I look forward to receiving your letters, for instance. So what do we know so far? Both sisters were not virgins when they got married. Was it common at that time? No, it was considered a shame. But was it okay with upper class people? Yes, but no one was allowed to talk about that. Until Mr. David Herbert Lawrence had been openly writing about that in his novels. He used these themes to criticize social class, emotional repression, and hypocrisy in Britain's society, because he believed a family should be based on love. What was his point of view about love? When people share the same values, interests, hobbies, they become friends. When people share physical attraction and lust, they become lovers. When all that collides and combines and remains loyal, that is love, which means there is no love in marriage without a desired sex. There was lots of sex in his novels. Lawrence was deeply and harshly criticized for his ideas. His novels were banned for dozens of years. You can see a typical reaction to the book in the film The Reader that brought Kate Winslet an Oscar.
Lady Chatterley felt his naked flesh against her as he came into her.
In late 50s, a woman in her 30s shows a deep concern about the book.
For a moment, he was still inside her.
This is disgusting. You should be ashamed.
Even showing a strong disapproval, because that's what societal morals dictated, the book got her interest for its truthfulness.
Go on.
The Reader is a real tearjerker, but I would definitely recommend it. If you'd like to find out interesting facts about the film and learn vocabulary along the way, watch the lesson with my student from the Philippines based on this movie. Lawrence spent the second half of his life in a voluntary exile as he was persecuted for his ideas and artistic preferences and saw his work misrepresented. At the time of his death in 1930, he was widely regarded as a pornographer who had squandered a promising career. Little did he know that in 30 years, in 1960, his novel Lady Chatterley's Lover would be put on trial for obscenity. People stopped reading news about politics, sports, and royal family. They eagerly searched for the news about the verdict, which took 6 days. And when finally the book was found not guilty, it literally started a sexual revolution that we all know about. Just imagine. On the first day that the book went on sale after the trial, bookshops across Britain sold out. Selfridges claimed to have sold 250 copies in minutes, and over the next year, more than 2 million copies were sold.
The Lady Chatterley trial freed sexuality and social relations in a way that was unimaginable before 1960.
That's why Lady Chatterley's Lover film adaptations are not just about making a steamy movie. It's every generation's appreciation of freedom of speech we have today. In the latest Netflix adaptation, the actors did an amazing job. Connie is played by gorgeous Emma Corrin, who said she loved the way it focuses on women's pleasure and shows sex without a woman's satisfaction is just a physical act, nothing more. Her husband Clifford is played by Matthew Duckett, who masterfully portrayed a man who is emotionally detached and repressed. Jack O'Connell plays Oliver, who is passionate and caring. Which man do you think a woman would choose?
I knew the war would change us all, but I just wasn't sure how much.
When the war ends, Clifford returns back home, unfortunately paralyzed from the waist down, causing him to need full-time care and unable to have an erection. He demands that only Connie help him with his daily acts of living.
It's all done now. Life is what we make of it.
Connie is very supportive and caring. She encourages her husband by saying a well-known proverb, "Life is what we make of it." It means our attitude, choices, and action shape our life more than the circumstances do. In other words, your life becomes what you create, not what happens to you. You can use it when you feel someone needs to take control of their life to bring a positive mindset. You can also say, success is what you make of it. Love is what we make of it. The future is what we make of it. Happiness is what you make of it.
Lean on me, put all your weight on me.
As Connie is the only person Clifford allows to take care of him, she's basically his nurse. But she takes it very positively.
I think I'm getting the hang of it.
Last bit.
She says, "I'm getting the hang of it." It's a very popular expression of C2 level, used both in British and American English. It means to learn how to do something, especially if it's not obvious or simple. You can use it when you start something very new to you and say, "I'll do it much faster when I get the hang of it," meaning when I actually learn how to do it. Or when you start driving, for instance, you can say, "It will be easier when I get the hang of it."
You'll be my editor?
Of course. I'll submit my application.
I'll get you to the top of the pile.
Clifford is still the guy he used to be before the war. His dream is to become a writer. He asks Connie for help and she's joking, saying, "I'll submit my application," meaning I'll apply for this position. Submit is the most common word used in this meaning. You can also hear "put in my application," which is very conversational and not used in formal writings or speaking. You can also hear "send in your application," especially if you send it to a specific person. And you can hear "file your application." The word file is used with legal documents in official records. For example, file tax return, file a lawsuit, file immigration documents, anything that is connected to legal or government documents. Clifford is joking back. "I'll get you to the top of the pile," meaning she will be the first one to consider among lots of other applications. The word pile is used to describe lots of things that usually put on top of each other, like a pile of books, a pile of clothes. You can also say a pile of sand, a pile of rocks. Despite being still emotionally connected, Clifford rejects Connie's attempts to engage in other forms of sex that would pleasure her. The next day, they start hiring staff for working at the estate. You can hear different accents because servants come from different parts of England.
"Hello, sir. I'm a strong, hard-working man, and I will not let you down."
"I won't let you down" is an expression and means I will not disappoint you. But you can also say "he let me down," meaning he disappointed me. He failed when I needed his help or support.
I worked for my father before the war. Aye, sir. And you were an army lieutenant.
We finally meet Mr. Oliver Mellors, who is applying for a gamekeeper position at the estate.
Do you honestly believe that a return to gamekeeping will be satisfying?
It's required to do me good.
What is that position? It's a person who looks after the animals and birds on a private land, especially for hunting purposes, and protects the land from illegal hunting.
We have had some guests, mostly Clifford's old bachelor friends. Apparently my old friends all seem to think misfortune is contagious.
Connie is writing a letter to her sister Hilda and tells her how lonely she is. She says, "Apparently my old friends all seem to think misfortune is contagious." She's being ironic here. The word "apparently" is quite an interesting word and used very often by native speakers. It doesn't really have a translation, but its meaning is very close to "it seems to me," or "from what I can tell based on my observation." Situations when you can use apparently. You are telling something you don't know 100%. Example, "Apparently the store is closing." It's based on what you've heard or read, but you're not sure. Another situation, when something seems true based on what you can see. He apparently forgot about the meeting. You can say it because he didn't show up, but it's your guess, not the truth. And the last situation, when you are surprised or skeptical, you can use it to show doubt or even a bit of sarcasm. And that's what we hear from Connie. Example, apparently he's an expert now. So Connie points out her friends might think misfortune, meaning bad luck. She's talking about her husband. Misfortune is contagious, meaning it can spread to other people. Like her girlfriends can marry guys who will also become disabled. Usually contagious is used talking about diseases, but it can also be used figuratively, like in this example.
I was thinking about going to London for a few days.
Leaving me to fend for myself.
We can see from Connie's facial expression she's not happy about Clifford not letting her go away for some time. He says, "You want to leave me to fend for myself?" It's a C2 level expression that means to take care of yourself without someone's help, to provide for yourself without depending on someone else. So you can say, I can take care of myself, which is level B1. Or if you want to sound more advanced, use it in a test or writing, you can say, I can fend for myself. Connie starts going for walks and gets to a local village where she finds out how unfairly minors are treated and paid.
The miners, they're out protesting again.
Let's not forget, in the early 20th century, coal mining was still absolutely essential to Britain's power, economy, and daily life. Rich people used it to their advantage, knowing poor people didn't have a choice, so they paid pennies but earned a lot.
You and your ruling class. You make people work for £2 a week or starve. It's not ruling, that's bullying.
His control, coldness, and willingness not to pay miners enough, that's what drove Connie away, not the desire to find a lover.
It happens a lot. So I'm an outsider when it comes to the miners' wives. That makes two of us.
When a local teacher said, I'm not close enough to miners' wives, so I don't know much about the protests, Connie replied, that makes two of us, meaning I share with you the same experience and knowledge. I don't know much about the situation either. There is an idiom with the opposite meaning, when you do not share the same feelings or knowledge. It makes one of us, meaning you know about it, but I don't. You don't like it, but I do. It's widely popular until today. Feel confident to use these idioms in everyday speech.
Mellors, I wonder if you wouldn't give us a hand trying to get this chair started again. Sure.
This is the first meeting of Connie and Oliver Mellors. Clifford says, Mellors, I wonder if you would give us a hand. It's a typical native speaker's way to ask for help. Don't forget, English and American people are over-polite in general when they talk. That's why he's not saying, can you help us? It's okay to say like that, but it's not typical for natives. The phrase, give someone a hand, is to help to do something physically. You can use it when you need to repair something, carry something, cook something. Do not use this phrase if you need help with mental tasks, like solving a problem, finding a better idea, making decisions. This scene in particular gave me chills. The fact a man makes a woman push him in a chair by herself all the way up the hill on mud and grass made me furious. It made me hate that man. I wonder, what is your opinion about it? Please write what you think in the comments. He brings Connie all the way there just to tell her about his crazy idea.
It'd almost be a good thing if you had a son by another man.
Why would he even suggest such a thing?
This way you could have one to dote on, to fill your days.
Clifford offers Connie to have a child from another man so they can have an heir. She can fulfill her days by doting on a baby. Dote on someone means to love someone very much, even too much, like to show them excessive love and affection and attention. That's why parents and grandparents can be called doting parents, those who show lots of love. This idea makes Connie sick. She gets depressed, so his sister has to come and help her. She persuades Clifford to finally let them hire a caregiver so Connie can have some rest.
Oh, so Clifford wanted to know whether new pheasants had begun laying?
Yeah, there'll be plenty of young chicks in a matter of weeks.
There will be new chicks in a matter of few weeks. Why he doesn't say in a few weeks? What is this in a matter of? It's actually a very common expression, mostly known in an idiom in a matter of time. It means something will happen shortly, even with an element of surprise. For example, if you say she improved in weeks, it's very neutral. But if you say she improved in a matter of weeks, it's like, wow, that's fast. So you can feel the difference. You can use it to make the listener pay attention to how little something is. Little time, little distance, little quantity. It often suggests that the result is impressive, unexpected, or fast. Examples: in a matter of miles, meaning just a few miles. In a matter of pounds, meaning only a few pounds.
Do you read much?
Well, it suits my solitary nature.
Oliver says, I read much because it suits my solitary nature. Suit means it fits. It goes well with my character. If the dress looks great on you, you can say it suits me. If the apartment has everything you need, you can say it suits. Solitary is also the word of level C2. A solitary person or thing is the only person or thing in a place. In other words, it's someone who likes to be alone.
You read James Joyce?
That one was hard to find.
Connie is surprised he reads James Joyce because his novel was also banned.
James Joyce?
I heard his next is to be banned for obscenity.
I was looking forward to reading it.
Clifford says, I heard his next novel is to be banned for obscenity. So for the same reasons as Lawrence's novel. This example is perfect for the word apparently, because he heard it can happen, but he doesn't know for sure. So we can rephrase it and say, apparently his next novel is to be banned. And it was, but won the court trial in the US in 1933. Neither Joyce nor his novel was mentioned in Lawrence's book. It's added in the film to amplify that Lawrence was not the only one. There were many writers banned, but people deserved to have open and true-to-life authors. Connie and Clifford do not have anything in common anymore. Clifford gave up his idea to become a writer and focuses now on business. He doesn't care what Connie is doing as long as she's around. They appear together only in public. Connie finally has it all. She leaves the boring party, goes to Mellor's place, can't help it, and starts crying. The scene shows Connie reaching an emotional breaking point, and that's when she seeks comfort in Oliver's hands.
What's the gamekeeper doing here? He comes each day for fresh milk.
Oliver and Connie accidentally meet in the village, and Connie, afraid someone might notice something, leaves in a hurry.
Hey, giving me the slip, like.
What do you mean?
That's a very British conversation. Oliver uses the expression, give someone the slip. He means, are you trying to avoid me? Are you slipping away from me? The word like in the end is not typical in standard English. It's common in northern England, Liverpool, Manchester, parts of Yorkshire, and means, is it what's happening? Example, you're late again, like.
What do you mean?
Pardon?
Well, Mrs. Flint could have seen. Are you mad?
When someone doesn't understand or doesn't hear properly what others have said, they do not say, what? Because that's very rude. They say, pardon, like Oliver, or pardon me, I beg your pardon, so please do not say what in these situations.
Don't call me that.
You don't want to be a lady?
Not with you.
Lady Chatterley's Lover is a frank story about breaking societal hypocritical norms. Be free, not to be afraid or ashamed of your feelings, especially when great sex is involved. Please like the video, write your comments and subscribe for more interesting, engaging English lessons. Thank you for being with me until the very end. See you in the next video.
Not like any man I've ever met before.
You're not like any other woman.